Surround yourself with the dreamers and the doers, the believers and thinkers. But most of all, surround yourself with those who see greatness within you. With this amazing thought, a very good morning to all my dear students. I hope that you all are doing well. This is Shreya Jadhav welcoming you all to my e-learning channel. And today we are going to do English Grade 9 Poem 5 A Legend of Northland written by Phoebe Carey. So before going to the reading and explanation of the poetry, let us know something about the poet. About the poet. Phoebe Carey, born on September 4, 1824, died July 31st, 1871, was an American poetess and the younger sister of poetess Alice Carey. The sisters co-published poems in 1849 and then each went on to publish volumes of their own. After their death in 1871, joint anthologies of sisters' unpublished poems were also compiled. Introduction for answers. Dear students, always remember whenever you are appearing for tests or exams, always start your answers with introduction. This creates a really good impact. Poem. Poem's name, A Legend of the Northland. Poet's name, Phoebe Carey. Genre, ballad. Summary. This poem narrates the legend of an old lady who angered Saint Peter because of her greed. So now I'll be showing you some images of the characters or which things are included over here. What are we actually talking about in this poetry or in this ballad? This is a beautiful place known as Northland. We are talking about this place. The whole poetry is set in this Saint Peter who got really very angry. The woodpecker. And we can say a greedy old lady. So now we'll proceed towards the reading and explanation along with the summary of the poetry. A Legend of the Northland is a ballad. A ballad is a poem narrating a story in short stanzas. Ballad is such kind of poem which tells a story in short stanzas, and the poem of all stanzas comprises 4 lines. In total, there are 16 stanzas in this poem. And these stanzas will tell us a story. Ballads are a part of folk culture or popular culture and are passed on orally from one generation to the next. Folk culture is a story of any area or region or country and is known as ballad. Folk culture comprises of traditional stories which are passed on from one generation to the next generation. This story is of the Northland area, the area which is near the North Pole. This exact place is not specified, but Northland means the area in the northmost part of the earth, that is, near the North Pole. Legend means a historical story, one which is very old and has been passed on from generations to generations. So now we will have the poem and the reading and explanation of it stanza wise along with the difficult words. This poem narrates the legend of an old lady who angered Saint Peter because of her greed. Away, away in the northland, where the hours of the day are few, and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through. In the region around the North Pole, that is the Northland, the duration of the day is very less because its position is such that the sun's rays reach for a very less time. When this area is experiencing winter season, the duration of night is very long and the daytime hours are very less. In line 4, day refers to the people who live in this region. The poet says that the duration of the night time is so long that the people cannot sleep them through. If they go to bed, take a few hours of sleep, and then they wake up, it is still night time. He wants to emphasize on the fact that the duration of the night is very long. Where they harness the swift reindeer to the sledge when it snows, and the children look like bears' cubs in their funny furry clothes. So, in the second stanza, the meaning of sledge is a vehicle on runners for conveying loads or passengers over the snow or ice. Usually, it is being pulled by the animals. To harness means to tie the reindeers with a rope to the sledge so that they can be used for transportation. And swift means something which runs really very fast. The explanation of it is the Northland region experiences severe cold conditions. It is a snowy area. The reindeer is an animal which is found in this polar region. People tie the reindeer to sledges and then the reindeers pull the sledges. He adds that the children look like young ones of the bear because they wear funny looking clothes made of fur, which is like a furry skin of a bear. Stanza 3. They tell them a curious story. I don't believe that's true, and yet you may learn a lesson if I tell you the tale to you. So, over here, curious means strange for this poetry. In line 1, they refers to the parents or the elders, and them refers to the children or the young generations. The elders of the Northland region tell a strange and interesting story to the young generation. The poet says that he doesn't think that the story is true. But if he tells the story to the reader, maybe the reader could learn a lesson from it. The story gives an important message. Stanza 4. Once, when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below and walked about it, preaching just as he did, So over here, Saint Peter is an apostle of Christ, a disciple or a follower of Jesus Christ. Preaching means to give religious talk. So the story is about Saint Peter. When Saint Peter used to live in the world and went around giving religious lectures to the people, just like all other saints do. And at that time, this incident took place. Stanza 5. He came to the door of a cottage in traveling round the earth, where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the hearth. Now, hearth means a fireplace where cooking is done. Now, when Saint Peter was moving around the world giving religious lectures to the people, he reached the door of a cottage where a small woman was making cakes. She was baking the cakes in the fireplace. Stanza 6. And being faint with fasting, for the day was almost done, he asked her from her store of cakes to give him a single one. Over here, the meaning of faint is to be very weak. So, as Saint Peter had not eaten anything the entire day, he was very hungry and was feeling very weak. So he went to this woman who was baking cakes and he asked for one cake out of many cakes that she had baked. Stanza 7. So she made a very little cake, but as it baking lay, she looked at it and thought it seemed too large to give away. Now look what happens. The woman was selfish. She did not give a cake from her store. Instead, she started making a very small cake for Saint Peter. She did not want to share her things, but when she put the cake for baking, she looked at it and thought that this cake was too big to be given to someone. Stanza 8. Therefore, she needed another and still a smaller one. But it looked, when she turned it over, as large as the first had done. So, over here, kneaded means to make a dough from the flour. So, over here, the little miser woman thought that the cake was too big to be given away. So, she started making another small cake. When she looked at that cake, she again felt that it was as big as the previous one she made. And again, she was not ready to give this smaller cake to Saint Peter. Stanza 9. Then she took a tiny scrap of dough and rolled it flat and baked it thin as a wafer, but she couldn't part with that. Now, scrap means a very small leftover thing, leftover dough. We can consider that over here. The third time, she took a very small amount of dough and rolled it. The poet says that she rolled and rolled to lay emphasis on the fact that she rolled the dough and made it very thin like a wafer and baked it. But she was so greedy that she couldn't give that thin piece of bread to the saint. Stanza 10. For she said, my cakes that seem too small, when I eat of them myself are yet too large to give away. So she put them on the shelf. The woman is reasoning, giving reason that when she ate the cakes, she felt that they were very small. But if she had to give them to someone, she felt that they were too big to be given away. She put all the cakes on the shelf of her kitchen, and she did not give any cake to Saint Peter. Stanza 11. Then good Saint Peter grew angry, for he was hungry and faint, and surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. So, over here, the meaning of provoke means to make a person very angry. So, Saint Peter became very angry. He was very hungry. He was feeling very weak. And that selfish woman was not ready to give him even a small cake. This behavior of the greedy woman angered the saint more. Stanza 12. And he said, "You are far too selfish to dwell in human form, to have both food and shelter and fire to keep you warm." Over here, the meaning of dwell means to live a human life. Now, what is Saint Peter telling to the woman? Saint Peter is cursing the woman and said that she was very selfish. She did not deserve to live a life like a human being. He added that God had given her food, shelter, fire to keep herself warm, but she had become selfish for all the resources she had. She did not want to share them with anybody. Now you shall build as a birds do, and shall get your scanty food by boring and boring and boring all day in the hard dry wood. Now over here scanty means very little, or we can say scanty is also used for nothing in a form of. Boring means to make a hole, and in something like a tool or by digging. So Saint Peter cursed the woman that she would become a bird because she did not deserve the human form. She shall become a bird, and just like birds built their houses by boring, means making a hole in something, in a wood, into the wood, and collect very little food by working hard the entire day. Similarly, she would also work hard in dry wood all day and get little food to make a small place for herself to live in. Stanza 14. Then she went through the chimney, never speaking a word, and out of the top flew a woodpecker, for she was changed to a bird. So now eventually what happened? That as soon as Saint Peter cursed the women, she did not get a chance to speak for herself, because that very moment she flew up to the roof through the chimney and flew out in the form of a bird. Saint Peter's curse had converted the women into the bird. And she had a scarlet cap on her head, and that was left the same, but the rest of her clothes were burned black as a coal in the flame. So over here scarlet is a brilliant red color which is very near familiar to vermilion, we can say. We can also say like this dark orange shade. So when the women turned into a bird, at that time she was wearing a red color cap or a scarf sort of thing on her head. This cap was there on the bird's head also, but the women's remaining clothes had burned and turned black in color just like a coal. And every country schoolboy has seen her in the wood, where she lives in the tree till this very day, boring and boring for food. Over here, country means countryside, which means the rural areas, the village areas, or we can say the forest areas. People who live in the countryside, even the small children who go to school, have seen this kind of bird in the woods. They see that she stays there all day and keeps on digging the wood with her beak to collect her food. Whenever any child sees this kind of bird, then his elders tell him this story. They say that the bird used to be a woman earlier. She was very greedy, and so she was cursed by Saint Peter and turned into a bird. They get a teaching that they should never be greedy. So, dear students, what do we learn from this poetry? That we are never supposed to be greedy. When we give, we get double in return. Always remember this. So, the poem is a legend about an old lady who angered Saint Peter because of her greed. The story goes on like this. One day, Saint Peter was preaching around the world and reached the door of the cottage where this old woman lived. She was making cakes and baking them on the hearth. Saint Peter was fainting with hunger. He asked the lady to give him a piece of cake. The cake that she was baking then appeared to be too big. So she did not give him that, and instead she baked another smaller one that also appeared too big. So she did not give him that also. The second time she baked yet another small cake but found it too big to give away. In the third attempt, she took an extremely little scrap of dough and rolled it flat. She had it as thin as a wafer, but still she was unable to part with that also. This angered Saint Peter a lot. He said that she was not fit to live a life of human form and enjoy the food and warmth. He cursed her and transformed her into a woodpecker bird who had to bore in hard, dry wood to get its scanty food. She can be seen in the trees all day boring and boring for food. So now let us go through the central idea of the poem. This poem puts forth the idea that we should not be selfish and always help the needy. A selfish person has no satisfaction in life. The Northland is a very cold region covered with snow. Its closeness to North Pole gives this place a cold weather with a very few hours of sunlight. The poetess has written that here the hours of the day are few and nights are long in winter. The people are unable to spend the whole night sleeping. The poetess doesn't believe in the authenticity of the story, yet she is tempted to share the story. Once Saint Peter was on his usual road of traveling and preaching people. He felt hungry. He chanced upon an old cottage where a little woman was making cakes. Saint Peter went near the women and asked for some cakes to eat. The little woman started to bake a small cake for him. After the cake was done, she found it too big to be given for free of cost. So she decided to bake an even smaller cake. This went on and on till she made a wafer for Saint Peter. She even kept that wafer with herself instead of giving it to Saint Peter because she was too greedy to part with a single morsel of food. On observing her greed, Saint Peter became very angry at her. He said that she was too selfish to dwell in human form. He cursed her to become a bird and live searching for scanty food in the jungle by digging all dry and hard wood. After Saint Peter's curse, the little woman went up through the chimney and turned into a woodpecker. Her whole body turned to coal black because of going up through the chimney. Her red color cap or a scarf turned to the red scarlet of the woodpecker. After that, people see her in the forest where she lives by boring and boring the dry wood in search of food. So, this is all about the reading and explanation of the poetry A Legend of Northland written by Phoebe Carey. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. If you have still any doubt or queries, you can comment down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everyone.